Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sunday Night Racing with USRLA Legends at Thompson Motor Speedway. About 8 minutes left in practice. We kind of came in a little bit early for you guys to kind of keep an eye on our drivers. Looks like we have 11 drivers currently placing on the track. If you guys have any requests or anything, we have chat open and available. Just send me a chat through either YouTube or Facebook, and I'll try to talk to you through the chat channel, through my voice here. Trying to get some things wrapped up for this Season 2 as it starts its first race at Thompson Motor Speedway for the Icebreaker 50. Currently, right now, we have our fastest driver, Jeremy Weber. Some information on here on Jeremy here in his fastest lap, 22.403 in that black 11. Black and red, looks like the fire on that front, looks like, and that whole left tire coming off as he takes off at turn 3, heading down into the front stretch. As he chases down the number 77 machine of Kevin Blackburn, who is the second fastest on the track. Our number 3, Cameron Douglas. I have not seen him on the track with us just yet, but he is actually doing not too bad in our 4th position. We have a new person up in the top, Eric Sellers in the 97 machine. Nice throwback machine paint there, the black, orange, and gray. It looks like a turn 3 and 4 that left tire is coming up off the ground. It's going to be interesting as these tires wear out. I was told earlier that they did some practices on here and that the tire wear was heavy, and that's the people who take care of their tires are probably going to be the ones to end up winning the race here. We have 11 drivers now that have taken laps. Looks like a 12th driver is in the room. 5.5 minutes left in our practice here before qualifying begins. Number 28 car here, David Dunwoody, also goes by as Andy. And he's our Black Magic Designs. He's the title sponsor. Black Magic Designs, throwing iRacing paints together. Before the race, he was taking care of the number 25. Let's see what the 25 looks like. And throwing our rust bucket together. See if that may have changed. Had a quick load our trading paints. Apparently it wasn't on. Should be good to go now. Three minutes and 15 seconds left. Perhaps he didn't get the paint in, but right now we're showing him in the rust-colored 25. Adam in the number 8 machine here. No, the number 22 machine. Sorry. Jeremy Weber continues to pace the field. Eric Sellers really close behind him. 1/100th off the pace. As I stated earlier, this is the first race of the second season, and he wanted me to remind everyone that the 01 car driven by myself was the inaugural winner of season 1, where we raced at a flat track, and it was an interesting race. But these cars are definitely a handful. They drive like go-karts with a lot of horsepower and a lot of gears, up to 6 gears on the machine. They run fixed setups here, which basically means that each car is set up identical to the others, so nobody has the ability to adjust the way the car drives to fit their styles or the track conditions. They have to basically figure out how much they can get out of the car using the only things they have, which are the gears, the wheel, their gas pedal, and their brake. These cars definitely like to bog down under braking, so you'll see these cars, they'll lift and try to slide the car through the turns. Problem with that is it does tear up those tires and makes it very difficult to continue to do that for long periods of time. So 50 laps is going to be definitely a different system here. About 30 seconds left there in the practice system. So got Eric Sellers now sitting on the top with less than 1/100th of a second separating Jeremy Weber and Eric Sellers. Be interesting to see how these guys qualify and how well they can keep those pace laps going under green flag conditions. That will be the end of practice as the cars return to pit road for servicing and returning to the track for two laps of qualification. And he was telling the drivers in the driver meeting this is variable weather, which basically means the weather will change based on a random generation. So we will see the change of the car. Like I see in here that this definitely is overcast compared to when they were practicing. Or in looking at Jeremy Weber as he's getting ready to set up his time on the track. And we'll see how he does. He's doing some fine tuning, so we may jump to someone else. Anyway, Eric's on car with Eric Sellers. He was our fastest lap racer in practice. So let's see how he goes here. He hasn't put in a lap yet as he comes to take to the stripe here. Coming out of turn number 4 up to the spot to the flag stand. Down to turn 1 there, he goes at 22.452. He is on the top of the leaderboard, putting in another lap here onto the backstretch as he throws the car down into turns 3 and 4. It looks like he's riding about mid to high groove. He's really getting that car wound up, try to get in another lap in here. Right, so his best lap was 22.452. Eric Sellers keeps him on the leaderboard as number 1 pole position. David Trumbley, down with him right now, he is in the 3rd position, trying to get better on the 2nd lap of qualifying. Looks like David's best lap, 22.507. That would be his best lap. So right now he's in the 3rd position. Let's see who else we have. Jeremy Dunwoody out there, Andy or David's brother. Currently 11th in the number 13 machine. Looks like we have 12 racers currently, unless we have somebody else enter in before a minute and a half goes here. It looks like everybody has taken times. So with about a minute left, we have our field of 12 drivers. As I stated earlier, this is race number 1 of season number 2 for the USRLA Legends cars here at Thompson Motor Speedway. Looks like partly cloudy. .63 degrees and 65 on the track. Winds out of the northwest at 4 miles an hour. They have 1 fast repair and penalties at 20 incidents and disqualification at 30. They're at half fuel, and they do have 2 sets of tires to use. You will definitely go down a lap taking tires with these cars. They are pitted with 2 front tires to replace and then 2 rear tires to be replaced. All right, we look at our grid. The Icebreaker 50 brought to you by Black Magic Designs. Eric Sellers is your pole sitter at 22.452. Outside him, number 2 is the Jeremy Weber machine, the number 11 car of Jeremy Weber. Number 3 of Cameron Douglas on the inside of row number 2. David Trumbley on the outside of row 2, 96. 22.507, the number 77 of Kevin Blackburn on the inside of 3. Outside of him in the number 98, Donald Fisher. Adam, I'm not going to try your last name. Adam Gia. We'll go with Gia. Number 22 is the 4th row inside. Outside of him is David Dunwoody. And then Brian Sharp in the number 25 on the inside of row 5. On the outside of him is Braden Nagel in the number 10 machine. Jeremy Dunwoody, 13 on the inside, and Jake Brooks, the number 57, is on the outside of row 6, and that is your field. Brought to you by Black Magic Designs. All right, we'll get up here with our leaders. Eric, stay high above high above with our blimp view as the pace truck is off. Be 2 laps under yellow as they parade the field at Thompson. On the back stretch of 1 of 2. So far, it looks like 11 of 12 cars have taken to the field. With one sitting in the pit lane right now, the Jake Brooks, the number 57 machine. Not sure why he hasn't come to the track yet. All right, let's ride on the pace car. Looking for green. The green flag will be on Eric Sellers. Rules here at USRLA is they go on green on the initial, and the leader gets the choice of when to go after the pace vehicle has left the track. So we'll be going on green as Eric gets ready to usher them into turn number 1 of 50 laps. Here, Icebreaker 50, Legends Cars, USLRA. Here we go, Season 2, Track 1, Race 1. Coming to the green flag. And the green, Eric Sellers inside of the 11 car as they come to turn number 1. And they're battling side by side. The 11 has the edge going into turn number 3. And number 11 is now taking the lead over the number 97 machine. Looks like a pair of brothers or teammates with the 96 directly behind David Trumbly. Your leaders, Jeremy Weber, Eric Sellers, and David Trumbly are your top 3. Entering the turn 3 and 4, jumping off the track. Turn number 3 complete lap number 2. 11 is your leader, followed by the 97 and the 96. The 97 has placed the fastest lap at 22.543 on lap number 2. Still has a couple car lengths between him and the 11 car. They're going to have to basically keep everything for the car, see how everything goes. The tires need to stay, as we already have a car going way up to the wall in the back. Eric Sellers again puts another fast of 22.512 into the books. Currently on lap 4 of 50. Not a lot of changes going on currently in the field. Cameron Douglas, see how he's doing. There's Cameron Douglas. Jeremy Weber now has the fastest times. Cameron Douglas now just slightly behind the 96 machine. Looking for a place to get underneath there. The number 3 of Cameron Douglas of the 96. Followed closely by the 77. Whoa, contact with the 3 and the 77. And the 3 goes to the infield. Looks like they're going to keep going as a single car. Like Kevin Blackburn and the 3 made contact. Around the 3 went. All right, there's Brian Sharp moving up. A lot of pack here. The 22, the 10, and the 13. All in a bunch. Between the 2 machines of Adam down low, the 10 middle, and the 13 on the high lines are all taking different routes all the way around this track. We're 8 of 50 in. This is our biggest battle here between the 10, the 13, and the 22. The 10 slides high, the 13 down low, give that position to Jeremy. It looks like he takes 2 positions in a single move on the back stretch. They're coming around out of turn number 4. 13 is high, the 22 gets right up behind him. Starts to even out a little bit here. Jeremy is in 7th position. The 22 is trying to figure a way to get back around and cool those tires off a little bit. And Jeremy Weber is pacing the field now with almost a second lead over Eric Sellers. So either he's figured something or Eric Sellers is sitting back and trying to protect the car. back to our battle here. Adam and Jeremy Dunwoody seems to be our biggest battle going on for the 7th and 8th position. As the field is pretty well spread out now. And 22 is gaining slightly on the 13. They're about 2 car lengths apart. And Cameron Douglas relegated all the way back to the 11th position as he was spun out in contact with the number 77 machine of Kevin Blackburn. Kevin now has made his way up. Looks like he's challenging the 96 machine as we start to get a little bit of battle up here for the 3rd position as Kevin looks to the inside. David Tremblay goes high, and David Dunwoody is behind both of them looking for a spot himself. Goes almost 3 wide. Heading to the backstretch, the 96 cleared the 77. The 28 now on the outside of the 77 going into turn number 3. 77 goes low, 28 high. Winds up the outside line. Looks like the 28 is going to be scored behind him, but then the 77 comes back around before the backstretch, now even with the 96 machine. So the 77 is the 1 and 2 dialed in, but having a little trouble in the 3 and 4 position. If we go down to the 3 and 4, the 96, the 28. 28 goes down low, looks to the inside of the 77. 28's inside of the 96, the inside of the 77, and goes in deep into turn 1 and 2. And now they're even on the backstretch. 25 now goes under the 96. Big mix-up here in the 4th through 7th positions. And they're really tight all the way back to 8th now. The leaders are set sail, but this is the big battle back here with 6 cars all fighting for 4th. Give it down to the 77 machine over to the 28. Oh, contact in the back between the 96 and the 25. It looks like we have field, and we are going to go yellow. Big contact there, and we are going to go look for a replay. Be right back. All right, we're going to pick it back up here with the 96 machine of David Tremblay on board. There's contact with him in the 25 as the 25 is in low. Looks like he's not quite clear, and the 25 and the 96 make contact, causing the 25 to slide through the infield, and the caution comes out. Caution number 1 on lap 20 of 50. It looks like 2 drivers, both the 28 and the 13, went into pit lane. The rest of the drivers remained out on the field. There were, like I said, fast repairs were available. And the caution there helped out the number 3 car as he's now back up into the 8th position. And it looks like now we are back to green. That was a very quick caution as Jeremy Weber takes off right away. About a half a second lead already over Eric. 22 of 50 as we're going into turns 3 and 4. The 97 giving chase the 11, the 77 right behind, and the 22. Definitely a lot tighter than they were in the beginning of the race. The 11 car continues to pace the field. Half a second lead over the 97. Let's go back to the 77 and see how things are packing up back here for second and third. 77 followed by the 22, the 97 in turn 3 and 4. As we complete 23 of 50. The first 5 are single file line all the way into turn number 1. '22 looking and gaining on the 77, looking for a position. And the 28 car is in here on the inside, just as he crosses the stripe here at 25 of 50, so we'll be getting the cross flags as they cross the stripe this time. At the 98, the 25, and the 13 are all together here. Towards the rear of the field, there's the 3 and the 10. 5 cars in a little pack here as we go to the cross flags. All sorted out. A 25 goes on the outside of the 98 machine. And sorts it back. Check on the 96, the 28, and the 22 machine. As the front 6 are breaking away from that second group of 5. So you have the front 6 and then a nice gap to the bottom 5. 27 of 50. 22, 96, and 28 are pretty close to each other and within car lengths. And the front 3 are continuing to pace away. But they are gaining. 28 going low. Looks like he's going to make a challenge to the 22 into turn 3 and 4. The high line is actually carrying more speed across the backstretch. Trying the short way around the track, see if he can get to the front here. Looks like we're passing lap traffic of Donald Fisher as he stays to the inside. Not sure if he's having trouble with his tires. 28 now has taken that spot away from the 22. He is in 4th. David Trimley had a little internet issue here. Switch over here to the 22. See how he can keep this 96 behind him. And David has moved up to the 4th position after taking that pit stop. And Donald Fisher on pit road. You see here the number 98 machine going to get some servicing done. We'll go back to the number 77 machine. 28 quickly in tow as he's now gaining on the 97. 28 looking on the inside of the 97 on the backstretch. Decides to stay high. Let's try to set him up for a pass here. Going low underneath the 77 as they come to the stripe. 77 has more momentum, so the 4th place still for David Dunwoody as he's continued to work that inside line. Seems like that outside is just getting better off on each time he's going to turn, so we'll see if he's able to make that work. Back here to the 96 machine as he's closing it down to 22. Looks like the closest battle we have on the track right now. And the 77 and the 28 decided they're going to go back to battling again. So we'll get back with them here. David across the 77. Best lap at 22.558. As he's now challenging the number 97 machine of Eric Sellers. See, on board with David here as he's going to the inside. Has he got enough? He's outside. There is the 97 machine of Eric Sellers. They're neck and neck, side by side, both looking to see if any one of them has anything for the number 11 of Jeremy Weber. David was able to get around the 97 machine that time. As the 97 gets back, the 13 is now moved up across to the 97 machine. Big changes for Jeremy Dunwoody up into the top 3. I believe David and Jeremy both decided to get tires this under the pit stop. That may have been the strategy that helps them win this race. 28 looking to challenge the number 11 on the inside, coming into turns 3 and 4. Coming out of turns 3 and 4, it looks like the position is going to be the 28 machine to the stripe. 36 of 50 completed. And Jeremy Dunwoody looking to challenge him, Jeremy Weber, high on the outside. And it looks like the 13 is going to get around the number 11 pretty easily and move him into the second place position as he challenges David for the lead here. David Dunwoody, now your leader after 37 laps, followed closely by Jeremy Weber, and then Jeremy Dunwoody, then Jeremy Weber, followed by Eric Sellers and Kevin Blackburn for your top 5. As we finish 38 of 50, the 28 and the 13 are starting to pace the field with those new sets of tires. 28 and 13 across the line, completing 38 of 50. See if we can find another race on the track here. Number 96 and the 22 back here in the 6th and 7th position. The number 3 of Cameron Douglas just in view behind them, about 5 cars back. Looks like the 22 looking high over David Trumley, looking for that 6th position. And number 3 is slowly catching these 2 that are battling. Completing 40 of 50, they're our leader, David Dunwoody, followed by Jeremy Dunwoody. Cameras on the outside of the track, giving us a wide shot of the 13 and the 28, and they continue to battle, coming out of turns 3 and 4, back to the stripe. 28 followed by the 13. Looks like lap traffic might be getting involved here as well. A long shot who we have here with the 2 cameras taking the straightaways. 28 and 13 there. They go by. Oh, the 13 looking to challenge the 28, goes to the inside. Complete laps 42. 8 laps to go. 28 followed by the 13, and the 13 looks to go high. Well, the 28 makes contact with the wall on the outside going into turn 3 and 4. They'll give the position back down to Jeremy Dunwoody of the 13 machine. And it looks like, whoa, slides up in front. David backs out, lets him have it. They pass the lap traffic of Brandon Nagel. And they continue the challenge here to 28, challenging the 13 to the inside. 13 high, 28 low, 3 and 4. You come in straight here. Whoa, contact. Whoa, and they both straighten it out. The 28 takes the lead. 28 leading the 13 into turn number 1. 13 goes high. 28 down low. Biggest challenge on the track. 13 now has the advantage on the outside line. 45 of 50 laps. We'll be getting 5 to go as we get to the stripe here. The 28 looking for another way to challenge that 13 machine of Jeremy Dunwoody. 5 to go. 5 laps to go. 13 high, 28 low. 28 looking to challenge. 28 is ahead of steam. Gets behind 13 going into 3 and 4. Checks low. 13 high. 28 low. The whole 3 cars should probably go between the 13 and the 28. 4 to go. Big challenge to the front here between the 2 brothers, the 28 and the 13 car. Right now, the 13 has the advantage. That high line seems to be working well for the 13 machine. The 28 is trying to find a way to get around him and complete the pass. 3 and 4. Just not enough oomph underneath there for the 28 machines. You're going to need to set up that turn in a better way to see if he can get up underneath. 3 laps to go. This is our only battle going on the racetrack is for first and second. The way it should be. Battling for the lead, battling for the win. The inaugural win of season number 2. Looks between the Dunwoody brothers fighting it out. 2 to go. 2 to go. 13 followed by the 28. And the 11 machine is coming back. 28 looking low. 13 still high. 11 behind them by 6 or 7 car lengths. 13 low. 28 high. 3 and 4. 28 still sticking that low line, trying to see if he can get it to work. 1 to go. 13 got a car length lead. Turn 1. Last lap. Can Jeremy hold off his brother David? And Jeremy Weber in behind them. Half a lap left. Good 2 car lengths between the 28 and the 13. Doesn't look like the 28 has anything for the 13 machine. As they go to the stripe, looks like 13 will be your inaugural winner of Season 2, followed by 28 and the 13 machine and then Eric Sellers. So our race results of the Icebreaker, 50 with you with the Travel with an Angel. Travel with an Angel, putting joy back in your vacations. Check them out at travelwithanangel.org today. They can help you out with any special needs you may have or any other special requirements. If you can go with Travel with an Angel, let a travel agent take care of you. Let them plan so you can tan. Jeremy Dunwoody, your inaugural winner, followed by the 28 of David Dunwoody. Jeremy Weber in the 11 machine, 97 Eric Sellers, 77 Kevin Blackburn, 97 David Trumley. 3 is Cameron Douglas in 7th. 8th is Adam Gia. 9th is Brian Sharp. 10th, Brian Nagel. And their 11th position, our 11th place position was Donald Fisher, and number 12th position was Jake Brooks, who didn't take any laps tonight. We'll be trying to get with our race leaders here for some after action here, as we see our race leader over here pacing the field, but we'll try to see if we can get with some other people here. All right, I'm going to see if I can pull up Jeremy Weber first. Jeremy Weber, number 11 machine. You were really pacing the field. You probably did not want to see that caution. How did your race go tonight?
That went pretty good. Yeah, obviously upset with the results, but I definitely could see how tires were an important factor. Started reeling them in the end. Didn't have enough laps to catch them, but the tires for about 5 to 10 laps were definitely a big difference.
Yeah, these cars definitely on these short, flat tracks tend to just rub off the tires. They come really good about 6 to 10 laps, and then they start to fade off. Is probably what you were seeing, right?
Yeah, well, I was kind of in a rough spot. If I were to pit, then I mean I'll be back in the field, and I wouldn't know. I really didn't know how well the tires would affect. But I was running about 22.8s compared to 22.4s on fresh tires, so that's 0.4 difference.
Yep, it was a very big difference we saw. You did have, looks like you had the fastest lap in the 22.4.51. You're the only one in the 22.4s. But like you said, towards the end of the race, you just couldn't maintain those. So, but third place for the inaugural race here. So hopefully that's working out for you, at least that way. I've known in some of the practice races you were up front. So top 3, podium's not bad, but I'm sure you wanted better.
Yeah, we'll just make some adjustments for next race.
Well, so if these Legends fixed setups, they tend to be a challenge, but hopefully next race you'll make a few adjustments and get further up there to get that second place or a win. I know last season David ran away with the championship, but looks like you'll be able to challenge him. We'll hope to see some more.
Yeah, good. I hope to have better showings later races.
Before I let you go, who do you want to thank for your sponsors or anything before I let you go?
Well, I have Moxie as my sponsor on the race car, unofficially.
Okay.
But nope, that's about it.
All right, Jeremy. Hopefully, we'll talk to you later. Good day. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
All right. Looks like we're gonna pull up with David. David Dunwoody, second place. Saw some contact between you and your brother. How was that going on?
I'm not too happy about it, but it was fun. I'm more happy about the 1-2. We've never done that.
Well, I said it was interesting. I saw it too. I didn't know. I thought you had taken both of yourselves out at that point because it looked like some heavy contact. Did you able to get it straight? Didn't cause any big damage, but it did see that both of you figured that new rubber was going to help you out. You even lost all your track position just to get tires.
Yeah, I drove all the way up to the fourth, just kind of sneaking through there. And I knew looking at the lap times, I was like 2-3 tenths off in practice. That I knew if I had the opportunity and after last night's practice, I had to put tires on. And Jeremy followed me down. And then I actually also found out that if I downshifted the fourth in mid corner, it would turn to the bottom.
Well, I said you were definitely looking at the bottom, but it seemed like the high line continued to challenge. So it was pretty hard for you to really fight off the high line because he was able to keep more speed down the front straights.
Definitely. He definitely did carry more speed down the front straightaway.
All right, you would like to thank any sponsors before we let you go?
Just our standard guys. Travel with an Angel, your company over there. Black Magic Designs for the wrap. ARD, Faith Insurance. All the boys over at Kalaki Performance, Big Jim's Cookies. That's pretty much the main ones.
All right, good. Well, hopefully we'll get you back in the booth for the second half of this, where we go out to the street stock, or not street, late models, Monte Carlos.
Late models, Thompson.
So we'll see you in a little while. Hopefully we'll get back this second place up with something. So we'll get with Jeremy. I know this is going to be pretty big for him as a win for the season 2. So
he's going to be real excited.
All right. Talk to you later.
Thanks, Harold.
Yeah. All right, we're with race winner Jeremy Dunwoody. How does it feel to put the thing home in first place?
Actually feels really good. This is like the first win in this series, let alone an opener, and one of the first wins that is broadcasted. So really good win.
Yeah, so we saw some contact between you and the 28 machine. Was that brotherly contact, or was that something that you were trying to keep him down there?
I was trying to kind of pinch him off a little, but I was also trying to maybe try to take his line. But from there, no, I was just trying to keep the mustard wide open as much as I could.
It seemed like that high line was definitely working for you. Like he couldn't get anything off. It's like you were beating him off. He was beating you in, but you weren't giving him anything because he was trying to slide job. He just was not able to complete that at all. So you did really good job protecting the high line. So is there anything about this car? I mean, you guys took a pit stop, which I found interesting. Is like, I won the first race of the inaugural season. And I remember tires are really difficult to change in this car because of how long it takes. But you guys did not go down a lap. So how did that work?
Yeah, luckily with them calling out where the pace truck is, that was helpful just to know where it was. I didn't use my fast repair either since I got caught up in that caution. And then just trying to, and I also didn't add any extra fuel to the car. So the fuel that was started off, I just went with that and said we'll run it until it runs out, and then just put some new tires on it.
All right. Well, thanks some sponsor before you go, as we finish up and look on to the second half of tonight's Icebreaker 50 at Thompson with the late model cars. You're going to get in that new car.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one for me. I need to thank Big Jim's Cookies. I got to thank Black Magic for throwing this on, and Travel with an Angel, and all these other sponsors we've got. It's just It was a nice win. It was a good win.
All right, Jeremy. Hopefully, we'll see you back. Good luck
Hey,
next
thank
race.
you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes tonight's Iceberg 50 Legends at Thompson. As we look back over the top 10, 13 of Jeremy Dunwoody is the winner. 28, David Dunwoody. 11, Jeremy Weber, followed by Eric Sellers, the 97 machine. Kevin Blackburn of the 77 machine. 96 machine, David Trumley in 6th. 7th position, number 3, Cameron Douglas. Number 22, the 8th position, Adam Gia. Number 9th is the 25 of Brian Sharp. 10 in 10th, the Brian Nagel. Or Braden Nagel. Sorry, Braden. All right, and that's all we have for the Icebreaker 50. Hopefully, you guys will come back and check us out next week as the NSRL or the USRLA, United States Race League Association. It'll be back with the Legends machines next week, so we can check out where they're going to be. We look at the schedule here. We are going to be at Oxford Plains for the Lobster Bake 50. Lobster Bake 50 at Oxford Plains next week. Hope to see you there.